Hello! So I have this watercolor set thing and I want to try it out. It does this and the colors are very vibrant and I haven't touched it yet, but I want to. So we're gonna use water brush it came with and we're gonna swatch it out in my sketchbook. So as I was swatching down all the colors, I actually really like all the colors. They're all very vibrant, and it's a very even collection of colors as well. I also I just like the experience of flipping out little trays to get a new color, a new hue each time. And I don't know why, but I decided to stretch out the watercolor the entire page. I don't know why I did this, but I just stretched the watercolors so far. So there was just this entire page is just watercolor. And this page to this day just has nothing else on it. So that just happened. But back to the colors. I really like the collection. There's a lot. There are a lot. There's a very wide collection and pretty big wells for such a small set that it's got more colors and bigger wells than my core watercolor set. So I might use this more often. Although I will say that I personally do not really like bright and saturated colors for watercolor. And with the koi watercolor set, it has more little areas to mix colors. So it's easier for me to just mix what colors I want. I guess that's what I like better. But I'll use this. I'll use this anyway for little things in my sketchbook. But if I'm doing anything actual serious, I'll use the core watercolor set. And that's really all my thoughts for this watching. Okay, so let's fold this back up. And let's start on the actual drawing for the video. I want to do a painting. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Pinterest and I'm going to look at some references. I'm going to see what happens. So, see when that happens. So, for this first drawing, I just did this girl, mostly because I haven't drawn girls in quite a long time. I don't know when the last time I drew a girl was, but apparently it's this drawing. So I decided to draw a girl because I haven't drawn them in a very long time. And I don't know. I feel like the anatomy is okay. I like the drawing, but this is not about the drawing. It's about the paint, the watercolor. I liked how it performed. It's very smooth. It's lovely, and my concerns with the first voiceover about how I like desaturated colors was not a problem here. I was able to mix the colors very well into whichever shade or whichever tint I wanted it, and it was great actually. And I did exclusively use the water brushes that came with it, and I was still able to get some details with it. So props to these water brushes that came with the set. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. And now on to the last section, which is the bigger landscape painting that you will see me doing now. Now, as for the actual drawing, I don't like it very much, but what can you do? It's kind of just there. I don't know. But as for the watercolor performance, I really liked it. I got a lot of coverage with a little bit amount of paint, and I was able to get a lot of the more, I guess you could say, detail-ish things down. And the blend for the path that you'll see is very nice. I really like it. It's great. It works. And then the trees, I did different shades of green for most of the trees, in depending on where they are in the foreground, and that worked very well with the paint. Now the paper that I used was the watercolor, and it was I had stretched the watercolor paper, and I've never stretched watercolor paper before, and it kind of left dents in the paper when I did the sketch. So you'll see there are some dents where I did not do any, where I did not put line art, and that is like mistakes and stuff. Because the graphite did not hold on the paper, but the dents did. But that is not the watercolor's fault. That is my fault because I'm an idiot. And as for another thing, it's that the watercolor layers quite well. Actually, I don't really see watercolor layer very well, but it did. You'll see with like some of the bushes against the tree, or like the vines on the wood post. It does layer very well if you get a little bit more paint on the brush, a little bit more paint to water ratio. It's pretty good. I really like it. And we've promptly come to the end of the video. Yeah, that's kind of it.